It couldn't be that bad. And forget about the chainsaws. I'm sure there's nothing bad's gonna happen to us if we stick together.
Wow, Ted says. I thought I heard you for a moment that you didn't even want to go to this camping trip, but now you've suddenly had a change of heart?
Yeah. Didn't you hear? There's a curse.
Roll me a, go ahead and roll me a persuasion, Tori.
Oh, it works. Wait.
Okay.
It works?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you managed to convince them to at least, go ahead and on this trip just to explore. And I mean, Wilma, excuse me, not Velma, Wilma. Who's Velma? Wilma will say, maybe this is a mystery that we could solve. And Scruffy is going to say, but what if there's ghosts in this campground? Maybe ghosts of the missing kids. And Velma say, there's no such things as ghosts, Scruffy. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for all of those disappearances.
Listen to Wilma. She's smart.
So you guys will go ahead and go into the campgrounds. And yeah, it does look like this was like an abandoned campground. It's very spooky. It's like things are in a bit of a disarray. It hasn't been kept up in years. So, and you do have this vibe, this very like spooky, haunted vibe that's probably up Tori's alley. And so I think that you all are going to start, setting yourselves up in this cabin. There's this large cabin, probably where all the counselors were pretty much in these woods. And I think that Ted's going to try to set up a campfire, and Scruffy is very jumpy during this whole thing, and he's not. I think he's going to try to find the room that is farthest away from everybody, or no, not probably in the middle. Like he's trying to find a room in the middle, surrounding by everybody. And I think that Debbie is just gonna run her finger along the walls of the cabin, and there's gonna be a lot of dust, and she's gonna be like, "Ooh, this place has not been cleaned in years. I wish that maybe had some sort of maid service or something."
At a camp?
It's called glamping, she says.
God, you remind me of my sister.
You have a sister?
Yeah. Her name's Carmen.
Oh, okay. I just thought you were only child.
No, I've always had a sister.
Wilma is going to just, take a good, look around all of the cabin, just trying to see if there's anything unusual. Nothing particularly unusual. And then finally, Ted finishes setting up the fire, and you probably will start figuring out what you're going to be doing for dinner later that night. And that's when Ted's asks, "So, gang, I guess now that we're getting ourselves settled, what do you guys want to do to pass the time?" Ooh, we should play Truth or Dare, Debbie says. Truth or Dare? I hate that game, Wilma says. Oh, come on, she says. It'll be a great way for us to bond. Why don't we start with you, Tori? She says. You know how to play Truth or Dare, right?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and ask any of us Truth or Dare. And you can... So I guess all of the group is probably having some hot cocoa or something while this is happening. So which one do you want, a Truth or Dare? Which of these characters you want a Truth or Dare?
Is it Scruffy is his name?
Yeah, Scruffy is his name. Scruffy's looking out the window right now. He's just kind of on edge and hasn't really said much since you all set foot into this creepy cabin.
Let's loosen Scruffy up a little bit. Scruffy, truth or dare?
Zoinks! Um, um, I guess, dare. No truth.
Oh, no, you already said dare.
Oh. Okay, what do you dare me to do?
Is there like a basement? Is there a
Yeah.
basement?
Oh, there definitely is a basement. Please be gentle.
I dare you to go check out the basement.
What? The basement? Why?
There's always cool stuff in a basement.
Cool stuff in a basement? For how long?
Like 30 seconds.
Okay. What's the penalty if I don't do it then?
You have to go skinny dipping in the lake.
I actually am fine with skinny dipping in the lake. He says.
I'm calling your bluff. Do it.
Come on, Debbie says. You have to do it. She dared you. All right. I'll do it. But Scooty Poo has to come with me.
I'll allow it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Scooty Poo does not look like she wants to go down at all. Come on, and she's going to like pull on Scooty Poo, and Scooty Poo is just refusing. And finally, he's going to just lift her up because she's really, she's a smaller dog, and she's not, she's not a Great Dane or anything. And so Scruffy goes over to the basement. There's like a door, and it just creaks open. Okay, you can do this. And the entire group's watching him. And so, is there at least a light? He sees a chain and he pulls the pull chain. The light doesn't turn on. And I think he kind of curses under his breath, and he goes, oh, okay, fine. Here goes. And then he's going to start stepping on each step, and it just creaks under his weight. And then he'll probably get halfway down the stairs, and then you hear a crash as his foot goes right through probably some old, like, wood that's been, I don't know, eaten through maybe with termites or something, like very like weak wood. But his foot goes right through it, and then he crashes down with the dog to the basement. And the group is going to react, and Ted's going to ask, Scruffy, are you okay? It's really dark down here. Somebody get me out. Is it 30 seconds yet?
Yeah, she'll maybe look for a flashlight if there's one around.
Roll a search, I guess. Roll a search check. Yeah, you'll manage to find the flashlight and some batteries for it, and you flash it down, and you can definitely see that the hole that Scruffy had crushed through, and he's down into some sort of basement, and there's all these like sheets covering these random things in this basement. Sheets are covering a whole bunch of things, and Scruffy's gonna yell out, "Hey guys, I can't find Scooty Poo. Scooty Poo, where are you?"
Scooty. Scooty.
I've got some Scooty snacks for you if you come back. We should find a rope or something, maybe, to get Scruffy out of there.
Yeah. So she'll look for a rope or something to pull him out.
I'm gonna say, because of your really good check, that you also will find a rope, and you'll tie something down, and say, Scruffy, can you find the rope? Scruffy? There's no response.
Maybe I should go down there and try to find Scruffy.
Ted looks surprised by this, and so does Wilma and Debbie. Wilma's going to try another attempt and say, "Okay, Scruffy, this isn't funny. Scruffy, we get the joke. This isn't funny." So is Tori going to go ahead and go down the rope?
Yeah, she's going to try to get them to come with her because she doesn't like to be alone.
Okay. Well, Ted definitely is going to be coming with right behind you, followed by Wilma, followed by Debbie.
Okay.
So I guess if you're... Go ahead and roll me a climb check.
Strength. Okay. Nope.
Oof.
Okay. You will crash down as you try to climb down, and Ted's gonna say, "Tori, you're all right?
Yeah.
You might have gotten a bruise or something. You landed on your butt." So.
I just landed on my ass. I'll be okay.
All right. Well, we're coming right down. Do you see anything? Do you see any sign of Scruffy or Scooty Poo? You'll take a look around, and you'll see some movement in front of you, and to your surprise, the movement is coming from a short creature, and you can suddenly hear the jingling of bells from the direction of that short creature, and the short jingle belly creature like pops into the shadows out of sight and starts to scamper away. Jingle, 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 jingle as it's scampering.
She'll chase after it.
You'll chase after it, and you'll hear Ted say, "Tori, where are you going?" But you're going to be chasing after it, and you're just going to go by these. There's like all this dust and mildewy of a smell in this basement, and you're going to try to find where this creature is, this short creature, and then you reach a dead end, and you're not exactly like sure where the creature went, and that's when you start hearing the whirring of machinery, almost chainsaw-like, coming from behind you.
She'll slowly turn around.
You'll slowly turn around, and I'm gonna end the scene there.
Yo, Tori is a beast. She's like, what?
Yeah.
We're like, what?
That's
here.
one word for it, or she's just really, really stupid.
I wasn't expecting Tori to take on the jock stereotype.
Right? Like, I'll go. I got this.
Oh my
I
God.
expected her to be the smart one who's like, let's figure out what it is first.
Right? Oh,
but then reality hits like strength check. Nope.
That is her weakness for sure.
Oh, rope burn, man.
Who's next after this?
I think it was me? Yeah.
Star? Okay, and then Sam is last.
Okay.
Star. So, you are... I'm gonna say you're in your apartment, and it's your free day. Like you don't have any concerts or anything going on. So I'm just curious. Right now, Stormy is out, probably like working on business stuff, like contracts and things of that nature. So you get the apartment to yourself right now. So just what does Star do typically, like when he has a chance to just have a free day at his apartment?
Okay. So what Star does on their free day is that right now they were actually have energy right there recording something as they are trying to get lyrics together. So they'd be sitting there Indian style, barefoot, and on the floor, like in the center of their like living room area, and trying to get like a melody together. And said, okay, energy, I need you to play that melody back to me. And so whatever melody he had her trying to create, he'd be sitting there trying to create lyrics, and he'd be like, okay. He said, well, The Toy Is Mine is just not going to be a bestseller. It's just not going to be a hit. So let's just scrap this project altogether. So Star would then get up and say, okay, I need some inspiration. I need something to inspire me. So what can we do to inspire ourselves, Energy? What would you do to be inspired right now? So he's literally asking her this question.
What inspires me? I guess what inspires me the most would be love. And she does like little hearts like pop up, electronic link hearts pop up. I enjoy watching those daytime romances, soap operas.
I like where your head is going. So he'll grab her by the hand and like flutter over towards the television and click on. And so he'll sit on the couch Indian style, holding her like a plushie, a plushie. And then instead of Dynasty, it'll be something like, I don't know, the Minesty series where there's this Minotaur and all their romantical shenanigans as it's taking place. And he's like, oh my god, no, Deidre's Secret. There we go. Deidre's Secret. And the male protagonist werewolf has just been rejected by his one true love. So he's like heartbroken. He can't figure his life out for the life of him. And technically, Deidre is under a spell by this other witch that's keeping these two romantic love interests apart. So while the main love interest of the gentleman is thinking his girlfriend is not going to ever be his true love, shenanigans ensue. So as they're watching it, Energy and Star having this dialogue about what's taking place, and it's giving Star ideas for a song. So he was like, and he's like tapping Energy on the head. He said, so Energy, now that we're watching Deidre's Secret, what lyrics could you derive from this? You know, your love being forsaken from you and you're not able to be with them. How would we come up with a song for that? So he's like literally leaning on her head while they're trying to figure this out.
How about the reason why it's unforsaken love is because these are a person that you've only just met, like you're strangers, complete strangers, but there's that whole the stigma of love at first sight, and you know, it's one of those things where you meet and you've never, I don't know, there's a lot of uncertainty, but there's something about this person that just draws you to them.
I like where your head is going, but what if we added a twist to it? What if they were meant to be secret lovers, you know? And while he's doing it, heck, he's literally like glimmering with energy and he's like floating off the ground and holding her while his wings are fluttering. He said, secret lovers, how can we do this? So he'll land on the ground with her and he'll be like, okay, he said, Energy, stop recording. I've been inspired. And so then he'll like grab his notepad and then his hair will go from pink to gold. So Topaz has stepped forward. So Topaz is more like his confidence, his inspiration, all that stuff. And his eyes will turn gold and he'll be like, okay. And his personality will be a little bit more edgy and more like sassy and fierce. So he'll be like, all right, Energy. He'll be like, what the hell am I doing with this notebook? So he'll just throw it to the side and say, we're just going to take this from the top. So he'll be like, all right, Energy, start recording. So he'll be like, secret lovers, that's what we are, trying so hard to find the way we feel. So as he's singing it, you know, Energy will start creating a melody around it. So after like he's done with his jam session, he'll be like, okay, Energy, play it back to me. Let's see what magic we just created. So all the while this was happening, while while he was singing this, everything in the room starts to shimmer gold, like it's like the energy and the emotion he's invoking, which is confidence of knowing that he's creating the right song to create that next hit. And then he'll be like, so when Stormy gets home, we are so gonna play this song for him, and I cannot wait to see what our fans are gonna do when they see this. So then he'll turn back into, you know, just regular pink-haired, hazel-eyed Star, and he'll be like, okay, well, we just created a song. Now what do I do? Because, you know, Star, that's all he really does is music. So he's like, okay. So then he'll be like, wasn't there some kind of popular thing that was going on for a minute? Some kind of game? Was it Crash Effect or or he'll be like, crash effect, let's play that. So he'll go and he'll snatch Synergy, because right now, literally, she's his only friend. And he'll be like, okay, let's get online. And he'll be like, oh, let's call Shep. Let's call Shep and let's see if he's willing to play with us. So he'll have her call Shepard, and he's like getting his game set up, like he's all excited, and he'll just like, the thing is ringing, so he's just waiting for Shep to get on the line if Shep is available.
Sure. You're gonna go ahead and do that, and waiting for Shep to be online. And as you're getting the game set up, the soap opera that you're watching is ending, and of course it ends on that cliffhanger, like, Rhonda, like, I'm pregnant, and then there's the shocking, like, whatever, like organ playing, pregnant. Tune in next time for whatever, blah blah blah. But can we say that you also have, now that you're about to play a game, so let's say, can we say that we maybe had the radio playing in the background, and one of the bands that started playing on the radio is the Murder Psycho Unicorns, or Psycho Murder Unicorns is what they're called. So Psycho Murder Unicorns is a death metal band. And so unicorns you normally associate with like bright colors and rainbows and all that. Well, no, we're talking unicorns that got like all this like black and white makeup, and they're like very, very heavy into this death metal. And so, they're playing this music, and it's very loud and rambunctious and very intense. How does Star react to their music?
So as Star is hearing it, Star will be like, I like their melody, but they're all kind of over the place. And he was like, so Energy, if I were to create a death metal image, how could I improve on this? Like, he's thinking about the genre as a whole. Like, how can I improve on this genre to make the music more palatable for himself, not really for anyone else, if that makes any sense?
Well, they're not particularly colorful. Not as colorful as you are.
Facts.
So maybe there's something there that you could leverage?
And he'll be like, yeah, but those unicorns, though, they'll cut a bitch. I don't know. I don't think I want to really mess with them like that. So what he's going to do, he'll be like, I love the Murder Unicorns, but he'll find another station, like trying to find like another song to listen to, something that's a little bit more mellow.
You'll flip on to another song, or you'll at least change the station, and you will immediately hear a song from Beyonce.
He'll be like,
every time I say her name, I have to go like,
right? The moment he hears her voice, he'll be like, nope, and he'll just change it immediately. Like, nope,
as soon as you change the song, you actually start hearing the song continuing, but right outside of your door. Somebody's singing the Beyonce song right outside of your door.
And he'll be like, what level of hell is this? Everywhere I go, there she is. I swear. It's like she's haunting me. And he's like, Energy, can you see or know, like, figure out who's outside the door?
Energy is going to go ahead and take a look, and then we'll come back and she'll say, Beyonce's right outside.
Fuck.
You hear the doorbell. Ding dong. You hear your doorbell.
And he'll be like, I'm not dressed for this. He said, you know what? I'm just going to approach the door looking like a slob. I don't even care. Because he just wants her to go away. So he's thinking if he just looks bummy, like it'll repel her. So he'll look in the mirror, he'll mess up his hair some more, he'll take off his t-shirt, and he'll like pull his jeans down, all the while trying to make himself look unattractive and unappealing, which is actually having the opposite effect. And so what he'll do, he'll open the door and he'll lean against the door frame all roguishly and be like, "Sup?"
Beyonce is dressed to the nines. So according to Micah, she is very much a diva, textbook diva. She's got on her high heels. She definitely has a not too much perfume. but there's definitely some sort of like alluring scent about her. And, you know, again, not too much makeup, just the perfect amount. And, you know, she sort of looks you up and down, and she gives you a grin and say, "Hey, baby, I'm home."
What? Come again?
She said, "Did you not hear my little serenade for you right outside of your door?" Now, just to give you a bit of a background, the last you spoke, Beyonce wanted to propose that you two should start getting together, because she has no idea about Stormy, you and Stormy's relationship. You two should like get together and, you know, maybe start going out. And even though she didn't say this, you are pretty convinced this whole reason she wants to go out with you is totally for publicity. Completely a publicity stunt. And would it be safe to say that did you deny, or I'm not sorry, deny, did you reject her offer, or did you leave it open-ended? What would have been the way that you ended it, I guess?
The way it would have ended, it would have been more open-ended, where it was more or less, because he knew it was publicity-wise, he didn't know it was going to go to this level, but he knew it was publicity. He was more like, oh yeah, sure, like, have my people talk to your people.
Okay, so now she's here now, at your doorstep, and she's saying, so she just kind of walks in. She doesn't even ask if she can be let in. She just like walks into your place, and she says, "So Star, I see that you seem to have a free day today. Would you like to spend it with me?"
Well, you see, Beyonce, I was technically in the middle of a jam session, and I tend to get very focused when I'm thinking about some music, and he'll be like, "Energy, play a short clip of what we were recording earlier." So from there, she should play back just a small sample of what they were kind of recording, kind of making it feel like he's really busy in the moment. And since he'll have like that pen and pad like flung around, it'll look like he was working, but yet you'll still see the game on. So it's kind of like, you know.
She says, after she hears the clip, and she says, "It's a good start. It sounds pretty much at your personal level," she says, smiling.
Personal level?
Well, sure.
What do you mean, Beyonce? And he was like, and like she doesn't know, but his eyes are starting to get like more red looking. But he'd be like, "What do you mean by that?"
Well, darling, you've been in this industry long enough. You know that there's a hierarchy to these kind of things. You've got the queens and the kings at the top, and you've got the drones in the bottom, and then, you know, all the workers in between. When she said, you know, and when she says like the queen at the queen is the king, she's kind of like queens and the kings at the top, and then the drones at the bottom, and she's pointing at the radio that did have the psycho murder like unicorns, and this is the workers in the middle, and then she's kind of motioning towards you. As long as we all know our place and work in perfect harmony with each other like a well-oiled machine, everything's in perfect balance and order.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And, you know, because I'm one of the workers in between, you know, I have to keep grinding my gears so I can at least get to such a high level. So, you know what I would recommend? That because I'm not at your level, oh great Beyonce, you're gonna have to, you know, come back until I've reached that star status. While he's saying it, he's like indicating at all his awards on the wall, like looking, like throwing that shade. So, you know, I'm gonna have to reach that star status that you're so desperately trying to cling to.
Well, she says, you know, sometimes a worker bee could move up in the ranks a lot faster if given some support from those above, you know? I thought that maybe I could take you under my wing, so to speak, and help elevate you to where you need to be.
Help elevate me to where I need to be. So what he'll do, he'll walk around his island where like they have drinks. So he'll pull out drinks and he'll pour a little brandy for her, a little brandy for him, and he'll sit and he'll say, "A drink?" As he'll pick up his little sifter, and he'll be like, "I wonder where I need to be, Beyonce. say, and he'll walk back over to his wall of awards. For a little background on Star. Star's like one of the largest celebrities in that world, because he's really popular and all that good stuff. He'll take a sip and say, you know, he said my last album hit platinum 12 times. And that happened in a matter of hours, Beyonce. So what really could you offer me, you know, with what you're trying to do? What deals, Davy deals, have you, you know, bringing you to my door, trying to, I don't know, coerce me into something that's gonna ruin my career, maybe? And he'll take a quick sip.
Star, my dear, I am very appalled that you would think so ill of me. And the fact that you just name-dropped Mr. Deals like that, what do you take me for?
An industry slut, but, you know, hey, I don't really know. He'll take another sip.
So she kind of does this kind of thing. And she, you know, if she probably has hoops in her ears, and she's probably like about to like take the hoops off, but she keeps them on for right now. And her tone definitely shifts. So she had this like really annoying saccharine kind of voice, and now it just gets a lot more edgy and a lot diva-ish her. And she says, "Look, Star, I'm here because I thought that you should have the courtesy of having an opportunity to collaborate with me on some special projects. Now, if you're going to be so ungrateful about it, then maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time over here."
Perhaps you shouldn't be wasting your time. Energy, would you be so kind to see our guest to the door? As he like takes another sip. He said, "Oh wait, don't forget your drink."
I don't need any second-rate alcoholic beverages from you.
It's good stuff, though. He'll take another sip.
Energy is going to try to usher her out, and she's just going to hold up her hand and says, "I can manage to make an exit on my own. Thank you." And as she's starting to make her way towards the door, the radio changes to a news bulletin announcement. And the news bulletin is talking about this sudden report of the disappearance of a popular local group known as the Broken Oath group, which is the same group that you had your Battle of the Bands with. So apparently all of the members of Broken Oath have mysteriously gone missing.
Star would hear that, and in the back of his mind, he'll be thinking, oh shit, they had magic. Like, they legitimately had some type of magic, because the only way they would go missing if they had magic. So him knowing this, and he'll kind of like freeze for a moment, and a little streak of green will pop into the pink, which is Rhyolite's fear, and he'll go, interesting report. And he'll look at Beyonce like, he'll look at Beyonce like, almost as if like trying to key in on what, like trying to see how she's reacting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Beyonce is listening to this report, and she doesn't look like she has concern on her face. It's more like a, that's the third music group in the last month that's gone missing. Such a shame. She kind of says that almost in a cold way.
You're like, Beyonce, but they're beings. They have families. They matter. Like, how could you be so cold to a group of people you never even met? I had the opportunity to perform with them.
I didn't say they didn't matter. I said such a shame.
But you said it so callous, though, with no feeling.
Well, things like this sometimes happen, and it's not going to help them at all if I start panicking.
True.
Do you have any concerns about this, Star? Because if you do, I'm just letting you know, I know a few excellent bodyguards that could help keep a closer eye. I mean, Stormy, I'm sure, does great with your business and everything, but he's only one person.
Stormy's fine, and I don't have a concern about this. I'm just concerned. So many, groups have either gone missing or a musician I've worked with has gone missing, and it's just seeming so strange. Like, this doesn't seem right. I don't know. Do you think Broken Oath may have had magic?
Star, you shouldn't be speaking of the M word around here.
Well, right now it's just the two of us, and I mean, this is getting pretty serious. This is like another group of beings just vanishing.
I know it's not the two of us, but you probably shouldn't be in the habit of using that word, even with private company. It might not be very safe. You never know who might be listening.
He'll lean against the counter and put his back to her, and he'll be like, perhaps you're right. And he'll be like, well, I still have a lot of work to do to Beyonce. You were going to leave, right? Energy, you were seeing her out?
Yes, this way, Miss Beyonce, and Beyonce will let herself out, and she'll say, so Star, if you change your mind, you know where I am.
He'll be like, he'll seem distracted, and he'll be like, yeah, Beyonce, once again, as I said before, my people will call your people.
And with that, she will step out, and I think Energy is going to say, Mr. Star, if you don't mind me saying, with that Beyonce, there seems to be a lot of me in Beyonce.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Beyonce. I don't know what it is about her, but I feel like there is just something off about her. And I can't quite put my finger on it. But for right now, she's a footnote to the more bigger problem. You know what? Can we contact Lady Matilda just to check on her and the kids?
I'll go ahead and set up a call with you right now. And before we move on to that part, I'm going to end the scene right over there. Okay. Finally, we get to Sam.
The day was as wretched as a Hoover presidency. Since that dame walked in to the office, I've been behind the grind like a scrub. She said her friend might be getting the chisel. Turns out he was stone cold as the rail tracks in January. Commissioner's ex-doll, prize horses, familiar voices, and a chess piece, all gumming up the works. Time to dig in and get the lowdown before the wrong person takes the rap.
So after thinking his monologue through,
That's
this was amazing.
yeah.
Yes.
When it comes to the journal question, you need to do that.
Yes. Yes.
It's so good. So good.
so Sam will definitely start. He wants to make his way towards Belinda's place to see if he can start cornering her a bit and checking on her. I'm starting to think she's definitely in a little bit deeper than she initially said.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you're gonna make your way over to Belinda's residence, and as you're driving up, you see another vehicle parked at Belinda's residence. A car that you recognize as the vehicle owned by Eddie Sullivan, who is a reporter associate. I don't know if you call him a friend.
Acquaintance, yeah.
Acquaintance, an acquaintance of yours. Yeah, Eddie Sullivan's car is there, and he is actually, as you are leaving your car, is coming out from the front door of Miss Screet, and you can see that he's got his notepads and he's, finishing up some notes. doesn't even notice that you're there right away. So if you want to do anything, you may before he notices you.
Yeah, I definitely want to call out to him. Hey, Eddie, what brings you around this place?
Oh, Bennett! He says, fancy running into you.
Yeah, what brings you here?
Well, there's a bit of a scoop I've been trying to get for the next big story, and Miss Greet over here, I think, gave me some great material for it. I actually was planning on hitting you up next, actually, but it looks like you saved me a trip.
Yeah, tell me all about it.
Well, Miss Greet has gotten word of the disappearance of her friend, and she mentioned that she had hired you to be on the case of what possibly is happening with him.
What did she tell you about her missing friend? Did she give you any good tips that may come in handy for me?
For you personally?
Yeah.
He says, well, I don't know, Mr. Bennett. What particular do you think would be necessary for you? What particular details would you think would be great for you?
She say when she last saw her friend?
She mentioned that she saw him a few days ago. Whatever she told you before, I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's matched up.
Yeah, and it'll match up. He'll mention like a few days ago or whatever she told you. It'll match up, and I guess he'll just kind of run through pretty much identical to everything that she told you. So I don't know if he will. Beyond that, I don't know if he would think to give you any more information other than that.
All right.
So everything is at least consistent.
Okay, so I'll tell him, well, one thing you may want to check out is anything that may have to do with prize horses. Any information you get on dealings that the commissioner or any cops have on horse gambling, horse races, you keep me in the loop and let me know. Oh, if I find anything out, I'll be the first to call you up.
He seems to be interested in that, so go ahead and roll a persuasion. Give him a +2.
All right.
Give him a +2 for that, for persuasion. Let's see if Sam's rolls are better this time.
Yeah. Nice.
He looks around and he says, so he goes in a bit closer and he says, listen, Bennett, you've done me a few favors in the past, so I think I can give you a few favors, some pointers, some tips along the way. But you didn't hear any of this from me.
No, not a word.
So word on the street says that Belinda Screet, as you know, is the ex-wife of the commissioner. But that's not the only thing. Seems that she's been seeing someone else. Someone that's a bit unsavory. He says there are rumors that imply that she's been seeing Joey the Rattlesnake Rotello. And Joey the Rattlesnake Rotello is a rising mobster. And he says that because she's been so close to Joey the Rattlesnake Rotello, the commissioner doesn't seem to be particularly happy about it. But he's a little conflicted and torn because he still cares about his wife regardless and wants her to be happy even though their marriage didn't work out.
Well, that's a good tip. Anything you know about this rattlesnake?
He's a rising mobster, hasn't been in the biz for very long, but they do say that he enjoys a good horse race himself. Probably a common interest that him and Miss Screet have.
Thanks. I'll definitely keep you in the loop. If you get a chance, you may want to head over to taxidermy named Skinner. I bet you find something you can put in the paper there.
I'll take that tip in mind. Have a good day, Mr. Bennett.
Take it easy, kid, and keep your nose clean.
I always do. And he'll go into his car and he'll drive away.
All right, I'll just go up to the door and give a good knock.
You'll give a knock on the door. The door will open, and you're going to find Belinda Screed. She is in a robe right now, very silky looking robe. She's got some very nice, I would say, house slippers, like poofy and furry, and her toenails are very perfectly manicured, perfectly red nail polish, and she's, even though that she's in these nice dress robes, she's still pretty dolled up, still looks great, and she looks you up and down and says, "Mr. Bennett, what a surprise! My, all the boys seems to be flocking to me as of late. Come in, come in."
I'll cautiously step in, try to keep a little bit of elbow room, but I'll
Can I get you something to drink, Mr. Bennett?
Well, it's a little early, but yeah, I'll join you in a scotch and soda.
She will go over to what appears to be like a study, and she'll open a cabinet that has a good collection of liqueurs there, and she'll go ahead and start preparing you your drink. Mr. Bennett, I trust that the reason you're here is you might have gotten some sort of a lead about my friend. Did you manage to find him? Did you manage to speak to him?
Well, I haven't spoken to him just yet, but I'm definitely working on it right now. I mean, you know anything about people who fancy chess?
Chess? I can't say that I'm much of a player myself. I think that was never in my skill set.
How about your friend? Was he a chess player?
Not that I was aware of. You seem to be very intrigued by this game yourself, though, Mr. Bennett. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two.
Maybe another time. Right now I'm working.
Of course, she says, as she sends you your glass. Cheers, she says, holding up her glass, and she'll take a sip.
Let me get right to the point here. What do you know about Joey Rotello?
She pauses a bit when you mention that name, and she'll give her a drink, and then she'll say, "I've heard that he's a rising mobster around these parts, starting to make a name for himself. Why do you ask?"
Oh, a couple of words I've heard have had you and your friend and Rotello all at the racetracks together. You know, the last order that your friend had for part of his business was on a losing horse that wasn't supposed to lose. Give me a rub.
She looks a bit troubled when you mention this, and she looks a little nervous. She chews her bottom lip a little bit, and then she says, "Where did you hear these rumors from?"
Oh, I got pads all over the streets. It's what I do. Get information.
I have met the man on occasion, and yes, we have gone to some of the races together. I can't help it if he's a bit of a chic of a man.
All right. Would I know about where he would be located or hanging out?
Yeah, so roll a city local history, city lore, whatever you rolled before.
Oh, much better this week. Much better.
Okay, so there are rumors that there is a speakeasy that operates at a pet shop of all places, sort of like as a front. It's actually a pet shop as a front. And this particular pet shop specializes in reptilian creatures like snakes and lizards and things of that nature. And so one says that there's a way for you to gain access to the back rooms, which basically leads to the hideout of Joey the rattlesnake Ratello, and but you need a password for it to get in.
Okay.
Such a thing.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip, and now the fact of the matter is I need to speak to this Ratello. If you know the best way for me to be able to speak to him on his level and his place at his joints, that's what I need.
Mr. Bennett, you don't suspect anything of him, do you?
I suspect something of everybody. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got some type of line.
Fair enough. What makes you think that he's connected to my friend, however, Mr. Skinner?
All I have right now is the fact that his name's come up, and he's big into horses. That's what your friend does. That's good enough connection for me.
She says, I have to be very honest with you, Mr. Bennett. I'm a bit torn, because on one hand, I definitely want to help you with this mystery. On the other hand, I don't want any suspicion coming from my ex-husband about any of these things, because that can be a very touchy subject with the commissioner.
With that, I'm going to set the drink down and get, real close to her. And I mean, just, intimidatingly close.
Okay.
All right, listen here now, dollface. Fact of the matter is, your friend's pushing up daisies. Whatever he's mixed up in, got him killed. You don't think the commissioner isn't already wise about where you go, who you hang out with, what you're doing? You're a fool.
She's taken aback by this, and she seems to be very shocked at you telling her that he's dead. And she sort of sits down casually in one of the leather chairs, and she places her drink down. He's dead. So I suppose you didn't get to him in time. She's sort of rubbing her shoulder a little bit.
You said that you thought he was being blackmailed and squeezed. Obviously, someone had different plans for him than just getting money. They wanted him dead.
I wouldn't think that Joey would do anything, though. That wouldn't make any sense.
What do you think? This is just some type of fun game they can play? This is thousands of dollars in horses and powerful people that they're playing with. I need to talk to this Ratello. He's the next person on the list. Possibly another one who saw him alive as recently as you. You want me to find out what's going on and who is trying to put the pinch on him and who put him in the dirt? And I need to talk to this Ratello next.
Go ahead and roll your intimidate, because you said you were trying to intimidate her. So go ahead and roll your intimidate. Oh, nice. Okay. She was gonna go over to the desk of the study, and she's gonna pull out a sheet of paper, and she's gonna write down some notes, and then she's going to very with a flourish, she'll hand you the note, and there's an address on it, which is the pet shop that I was talking about. And she says, when you go over there, speak to the person in charge. His name is Stanley. Just go up to him and explain to him that you're interested in a spotted-nosed salamander. He'll know what to do from there.
All right. Now, you hired me to find out who was putting the pinch on your friends. Still gonna do that, whether that person is the one who made him to rest or not. Gonna get the job done. For you, I just need you to be upfront, honest. If you're involved, just know that I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
She will nod and she will say, I understand, Mr. Bennett, if whatever it takes to bring Mr. Skinner's killer to justice.
And with that, I'm gonna pick up the drink again and just finish it off and head out.
Okay. Cool. We will end the scene there.
Yeah.
All right.
Sam Bennett is so cool. I love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Listen, lady.
Right?
Also, I love the Donald Duck mug.
It's always been
That's
my
amazing.
favorite.
So let's go back to whoever was the first one. That was Frankie, right?
Yep.
So Frankie, you're making your way towards the group, and you see Agatha collapse. And as you are reaching her, the entire the world around you starts to shake. If you remember from the chemistry read, it's pretty much that sensation is going to be happening for all 5 of you, actually.
Okay.
Like from the last thing that was happening, the ground is shaking. Time seems to have stopped or paused momentarily. You can see in the distance, again, for all 5 of you, the landscape starting to rise up, almost as if the world was on a flat storybook, that one of the pages of the storybook is flipping over on top of itself. So it's a very weird, almost Inception-like phenomenon. Probably very disorienting. As this page is being flipped over, you black out either because you shut your eyes for a second, or you cowered a little bit for a second, something. You reacted for a second, you blink, and as soon as you blink or shut your eyes, the shaking stops. And you all will find yourselves in this bizarre room. So, just to give you a quick overview of what this room looks like, there are these large columns all around the room that are connected to these, I guess, brass metal-like structures. In the center is this, I want to say, fountain, bird bath looking structure that has silvery water in it. If for those of you who are Harry Potter fans, I would say that it's inspired by the Pensieve, but it's not a Pensieve out of character. But it's got this silvery water in it, in the center. And then there appears to be some sort of bookshelf on this other end. And you're not alone in this room. There are 4 other individuals that you've never seen before. One in particular looks very interesting because he is completely black and white, which is very strange and odd. But yeah, the last thing that you remembered was each of your individual previous scenes before you end up here, in wherever here is. Let's pause the action just to keep things orderly, because I'm just literally throwing you all in this scene at once. So let's pause for a section. I don't want any of the characters to speak yet. Could we just go around the room and have everybody describe how your character is physically reacting to all of this?
All right, so I think Sam would be worried that whatever he drank may have not been good. So I think initially he'd really start checking to see how's his heartbeat, is he sweating, what's going on, and then really taking in the area and then each individual character that he sees.
A little too much giggle in that giggle water?
Yes.
Yes, a little too much giggle.
Well, yeah, so she was slowly turning around, expecting to see maybe that little doll that she saw from last time. And so she's very surprised and shocked when she sees these 4 complete strangers. So naturally, she's a little nervous and kind of backs up against the wall and pulls out her dolls, kind of like showing them to each of the players to like try to look intimidating, but...
And the dolls are, just to let everybody know, the dolls are very creepy. So if you want to try to resist the creepiness of it, I will let you roll a courage roll or a bravery roll. Otherwise, by default, you're just gonna have like something creeped out about these dolls.
Yeah, I've got fearlessness.
Frankie passes, but not by too much. So I would say you're at least uneased by the dolls. Anyone who passes will not be freaking out from the dolls, but will at least be uneased. It's just not. I don't really want to touch those if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So it's technically a 4 because I have fearlessness, so I minus my fearlessness level for a total of 4.
Okay. I think as somebody who comes from a place that is very superstitious, it's still going to have an effect on you, even though you're not necessarily scared of it, but you're probably not going to trust them.
You know, he's suspicious. Just looking around really confused and kind of just takes a step back and is just eyeing everyone suspiciously. And kind of has his hand moving towards his sword, but not drawing it.
You know, Frankie was coming from a moment of a lot of action and seeing a good friend potentially be dead, not knowing, to all of a sudden here. This is just all confusing. So he's just being very, very stoic, looking at each one of you, and trying also not to come across as too intimidating before he gets shot by dolls.
Yeah. And Star?
Okay, well, Star is literally pulling his shirt down, going, like looking around. His wings go completely green. His hair starts to, it's like a mixture of pink and green. And he is looking at everybody like he's not saying anything. He's just like looking. He sees Tori and those dolls and he's slightly intrigued, but kind of freaked out, like, cause I got a 9. So he's seen those dolls. He's like, okay, interesting. And then he sees Sam, and in his mind, they're all like, the fuck is that? And he sees Frankie, and in his mind, it's like, okay, that's a troll, kind of scarred up, but that's a troll. Okay, so he feels slightly comforted by seeing Frankie because that's like something familiar, but everyone else is like,
Okay. Sweet. Now that we've done that, unpause.
Stay back. I got these dolls. I'm not afraid to use them.
Take it easy there. Take it easy there.
Calm down.
Star's adjusting his hat and saying, you with the dolls, what are you?
I'm a girl. Duh.
Girl.
What about you with the wings?
What are you? And what's with the color? Like, bruh, what happened to you? Did you get hit by a vampire? Did they?
Browns and grays are in.
Browns and grays. Bruh, you're all gray. All gray.
It looks like my parents' TV or something. Like
What
one of
she
those
said.
old-time TVs.
You're
And
no color. Yeah. Who are all you? Where are we?
Are you Frankenstein? Like a blue Frankenstein? You're really big.
My name is Frankie.
Frankie, are you in accounting?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, your name is
Accounting.
Frankie. You know,
don't-
you work with money. Mostly trolls work with money. I don't know what Frankenstein is, but you know, trolls are good with money. So, thought you come from accounting.
I'm not a troll.
Are you a Smurf?
No. What is a smurf?
You've seen the TV show, right? Smurfs?
Smurfs.
I want to edge a little bit closer to black powder because the conversations are just going way out of left field. This is at least a little more familiar.
Is this some such a joke?
Some kind of sick drink.
This is an illusion.
I know who's behind this.
Oh,
That bitch Beyonce was in my house. She cast a spell. I knew it. I knew she was witch. I knew she had magic. Oh, so what are you? Are you all in this together? So what is this? What is this? Are you trying to like swoo me over to Davy Deal's side? You know what? No deal. No deal. No dice. I want my lawyer. Energy. Energy.
Who are
I
you
know, like,
talking to?
What are you
Weird.
talking about?
Boy, I'll have nothing to do with magic, thank you.
yeah, magic, yeah.
So when he'll say energy, and he'll be like walking around and kind of saying energy, and he'll look back at you guys and his wings will go red. He'll say, "Where is my assistant?" And he'll like cock an eyebrow.
Alright, seriously, which one of you decided to run a rig?
What?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm with the troll.
Why you keep calling me that? I'm not a troll.
Then what are you, dude? He's like floating towards you. He said, "You're big, you're tall, you're blue," and he pokes you in the ribs. He said, "Clearly you're a troll, but what these three are, especially the black and white one, I don't know what they are." So she said she was a girl. I know what girls are, but where I come from, girls do not look like this. Are you some other species?
Excuse me?